What are you keeping that hair for? Let it go. Split-ends are like bad friends. Cut them off. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience. And in today's video, I am talking about how to increase the volume of your hair. So if you're looking to increase the volume of your hair, stay tuned. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that in the future when I post another video, you'll be notified to watch. So let's get straight into it. How to increase the volume of your hair. So over the years, I have seen that being able to increase the volume of my hair is definitely thicker. And even now that it's in a silk press, you can see the thickness is still there. So it is not missed out and becoming flat and very little. Instead, I can still enjoy my hair volume. So let's get straight into how you can also do so if you're struggling with how to increase your hair volume and maintain it. But remember that all of this takes time. You're not gonna do any of these and increase your hair volume in 2 to 4 days or even 6 weeks, because it will take time for your hair to grow out and for you to maintain that volume as the growth occurs. So the first thing you want to do is cut out the damaging chemicals, including relaxers. If you didn't get where I was drifting to, relaxers takes the volume out of a lot of people's hair, and sometimes it's so sad when I see people with like very big voluminous hair and then they relax it and then it just becomes super thin. And I think a good way to know if your hair would stay voluminous or not if you relax it is to look at your silk press. How does your silk press look? Mine looks like this, meaning that if I relax it, it's probably going to be even thinner, especially if you use a relaxer for the recommended amount of time. I know some people use texturizers, which are basically relaxers, but you don't leave it on as long. So cut out the damaging chemicals and you will allow your hair to grow. It will not be breaking as often and you will see more volume increasing. Are there some people who have relaxed hair and have thick hair? Sure, but that does not mean that the average person who's relaxing their hair is going to keep the volume in their hair. Instead, it's probably going to decrease. The next thing you want to do is reduce heat styling, such as silk presses, blowouts, and instead allow your hair the natural environment of growing and preserving it. Now, while heat styling is not horrible, obviously I do heat stylings, but I don't do it as often, maybe twice a year. And I don't think I've used heat more than 3-4 times a year since I started growing my hair. And it's allowed my hair to be voluminous and to keep it without becoming heat damaged. Look at a picture of somebody who has heat damaged hair. See how maybe more towards the roots of their hair voluminous, but then the ends are very stringy. Also, when you see people who are transitioning, whether they have heat damage or they have chemical damage such as relaxers and they used to relax their hair, now they're transitioning, you will see how the ends are very stringy and very flat, versus the rest of your hair is voluminous. If you want to increase the volume, you cut these out, you reduce them, and then you would be able to sustain the volume, the natural volume of your hair that's already coming out of your scalp. The next thing you want to do is reduce damaging hairstyles. Now, I have a whole video on top 10 most damaging hairstyles, so go watch them, but I'll give you an example right now. Ponytails, they can be very damaging, and especially if you do it at one side of your head all the time, you risk losing your hair. Also, you risk doing the same thing with puffs. When I used to have puffs, I definitely did have a problem with volume. At the middle of my hair, I would feel a lot of heat and tension, and that is your hair literally struggling to breathe. Also, if you do super tight hairstyles, don't be surprised if you're losing volume, because your hair follicles are literally falling out. They're piecing out because you're pulling them so tightly or allowing the hairstyles to pull it so tightly. So limit these damaging hairstyles and instead go for more protective hairstyles that are great for your hair retention and your hair growth, promoting scalp health rather than these super tight hairstyles, these super damaging hairstyles that do your hair no good. And an easy way for you to realize your hair volume quickly is to put product in it and keep it moisturized, but not weigh it down. Sometimes when you keep putting in a lot of products and you're not washing your hair well, or you go a long time without washing it, your hair has a lot of buildup. We just weighs your hair down. But instead, if you just put a little bit of product in and then you stretch your hair out, so just let it go, your hair will be more voluminous, it'll be more fluffy, which means that it would rise more, it will be more spacious, and it will just look more voluminous. Now, is your hair the same volume as it being weighed down? Yeah, but I'm sure you want the volume to be realized, to be seen, to be shown. So making sure that you're not putting in way too many products to weigh your hair down. Instead, you're letting the volume bloom. The fifth thing, you may want to try are scalp massages. I sometimes scalp massage my hair once in a while. I'm not so continuous with it, but in 2024, I want to do it more often. But just try some scalp massage to help your hair feel better, to release any tension that you have, and to promote scalp health and hair growth. Now, do I think if you scalp massage every single day, your hair is going to grow twice, 3 times as much as the average person? So instead of 6 inches, you're getting 12, 18 inches per year? No, I don't think so. I don't think if you massage your hair scalp for an hour every single day, you're going to get that hair growth. But I do think that it would release some tension. Massages are very good. Think about when you get a massage on your body and how it feels. And think about it on your head too. I love a good scalp massage, especially after a tiring day when your brain is just spinning, you're tired, you just want to relax. Giving yourself a scalp massage feels really good. And it can definitely promote circulation, which also promotes hair growth. So you're basically stimulating hair all over your head, and that's a really good thing to do, even if it's just for the good feelings. The next thing is something that I've been doing for multiple years, which is to not have the exact same parts every single time. When I got my silk press, I did a side part, and honestly for me, every few years I change my parts. So I used to do a side part heavily, like 3 and 4 years into my hair growth, the side part was my thing. But then I also changed to a middle part sometime mid 2022, and I've definitely stuck to it. But now I'm back to a side part. Last time I did my silk press, I also did a side part. But do it in all of your hairstyles, whether it's when you're doing protective styles. Don't do the parts the same place every single time. Let's say you're even washing your hair. Whenever I wash my hair or even band it and do my nighttime routine, I don't do perfect partings. Instead, I do imperfect partings, and I work in those sections, and that helps to promote hair growth because you're not having one bald spot every single time. That place is not the place that you're always separating hair. And also when you make parts, don't make them like really wide parts. Keep them kind of close together so your hair is not separating and creating these bald spots. And also sometimes when you create these parts and you're tying and banding, it's really creating a separation in your scalp. And that does not promote hair growth. Instead, it limits it. So change up your parts, make sure that it's not the same one every single time, and don't make them too wide. The seventh thing is to not overcomb or overbrush your hair. Even when my hair is in its natural state, I try not to comb more than once a week, twice if it's very tangled, but oftentimes I hardly ever use tools in my hair. Even on wash day, when I'm doing my detangling, I always figure detangle first before I use a wide tooth comb. And I get into the shower, I use no tools, and then when I come out, I lightly use a wide tooth comb to do my detangling along with finger detangling. So being gentle with your hair and not overcombing, overbrushing, pulling out your hair. Now you will lose hair. The average person is losing from 50 to 100 pieces of hair to shedding every single day. So that's a lot of shedding. By the end of the day, don't help your hair shed more than it should. Don't be pulling out the hair from your scalp. Instead, be gentle, have patience, and don't rush through doing your hair. Even now that my hair is long, I see more hair being shed. And I'm like, okay, why is it so much? It's not because it's so much. Instead, it means my hair is shedding from the scalp rather than breaking, because I see these super long pieces that come out of my hair. Let me see if one will come out right now. Okay, none of my hair wants to shed right now. But when they do shed, they come out in super long pieces rather than those teeny tiny hairs. You should know that that's breakage. So when you're using combs and brushes, first of all, use the one that properly fits your hair and be gentle. The next thing that will help your hair look voluminous or be voluminous is to trim your ends. If you have a ton of split ends, it's going to split up the shaft and it's going to make your hair look not so nice. Have you ever seen people get a silk press and then up top looks voluminous and then the bottom looks so thin and you don't just want to cut it and let it go? While I don't think you have to overly trim your hair, like some people say, trim every single month or 4 to 6 weeks. I don't do that. I trim as needed, but I definitely let go of any type of raggedy ends that are in my hair. When I did my silk press, I had the stylist cut off about 2 inches of hair because I had some split ends and I wanted to let it go. But if you can see right now, the hair looks voluminous. The ends look thick. the ends are even rather than it just being thin. What are you keeping that hair for? Let it go. Split ends are like bad friends. Cut them off. You don't want to keep it around because it's not going to make your hair look voluminous. Instead, people are going to not be able to get past the thin ends. So cut off your split ends, cut off any type of heat damage, cut off any type of old relaxed hair, and let your hair thrive and be voluminous the way it was meant to be. And the last but absolutely not the least is to have patience, no pun intended, but have patience with your hair. And this would go into the consistency you put into your hair care routines, the consistency you put into detangling and being gentle with your hair and how you handle your hair. Have patience with it. Don't rush through your wash days. Don't rush through styling your hair because instead you're going to be doing more damage than good. But instead, take your time, have fun with it, and just have patience in knowing that with time your hair grows, and it's all about retaining your length and retaining the volume. So put it in good practices, such as not overcombing your hair, such as not putting in damaging chemicals, such as not overly using heat and damaging your hair. And in time you'll be enjoying long voluminous hair. So let's go 2024. So with that, bringing this video to an end, thank you all so much. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. But also, if you enjoyed this video, watch another one. I have like 200 videos on my channel, and a lot of it is on hair care as well, so I'm sure you'll find something that you will enjoy. I would recommend you watch my ranking of natural hairstyles as well as my top 10 with damaging hairstyles. Also, why your hair is not growing. It's a really good video, and I think you will enjoy it. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!